Conscious, as some of the people in the conscious community say, being conscious doesn't mean that you're revolutionary. Being conscious means you're just awoke. Well, you know what I mean? You're telling me childlike information, yeah? It's not conscious, it's called a conscious community. You have scholarship, you have programs, you have an ideology, liberation of the black people, which tells you that, you know, it's not just being awake. You have to be activated. That's the whole point of this. So let's not play games, yeah? Let's not play games. And in battle rap, at least the ideology is that the beef shouldn't go beyond the bars. But what is the ideology for the conscious community? Because it seems like they're treading into this battle rap territory with their rhetoric right now. And I'm finding it a little troubling. How you can make a film called Hidden Colors. Now, your target, your obvious rival who I'm talking about, he does talk smack. But he doesn't label himself as conscious. So, he doesn't get a pass for talking smack. Now, it's no problem to me. I don't have nothing with him. But anyone who else has anything with him, that's you and his business. It ain't my business. But he doesn't pass himself as conscious. So he talks shit and he does what he does. But you can't be making these hidden color films and is it Melanated Nation or Melanoid Nation? And then be calling the guy crispy, then saying crispy means texture of your skin and shit like that. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. And like his rival said, you can't be just calling me crispy and say you're not calling anyone else an insult of black people with dark skin. And he's right. He's right. That's the thing. You can't become white supremacy and then talk about fighting white supremacy. And you see, as a dark-skinned man, as a kid, I had a lot of people, I had wars, literally, like, with other people and then with myself, come to terms with being a dark-skinned man because they made it as uncomfortable as they possibly could because words can be very painful. Can be very painful. Now, the people who was calling me that, they wasn't conscious. They weren't conscious. They were knuckleheads. They were idiots. But once you are either pro-black conscious community and saying that you're down for the liberation of black people and you're using certain language, it is troubling. Crispy is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. If you call me crispy, you're calling me crispy. Because if I have a dispute with you, who's to say you're not going to go to your go-to move? Which you know, no, not what you know, what you believe will hurt me the most. You're not stupid. You know what our ancestors went through and how they was belittled for their broad noses, their thick lips, and their melanin content. You know this. So you're going to the most base insult that you can use. I mean, if it works so effectively for the white man, why not? That's why you're using crispy, because you believe that will hurt a dark-skinned man the most. That's why you're using it. Colorism has been a problem amongst black people, no matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter where you are, for as long as I can remember. And now we're finding out in the conscious community, it's a problem as well. Crispy is unacceptable. And then you have the other guy, who I saw today, a richly melanated man, talking to a lighter skinned black man, calling him an albino, saying that you wish you was melanated. You're trying to fight the cracker within you. Well, once again, a lot of light-skinned people have had to try and prove, or maybe they felt compelled to prove, that I'm down with the struggle just as much as you are. Don't let the lighter complexion fool you. And, you know, he was using what he thought could agitate the brother's soul the most. You're not a real black man. You're not a real black man. And it's funny. The guy calling you this albino, I saw him on video talking how he traced his family roots back to Frederick Douglass, who I believe was mixed race as well. But yet this was one of his biggest selling points, when he was becoming mainstream on YouTube. He mentioned it several times. Frederick Douglass. He was mixed race. Yes, he was a revolutionary and whatnot. I don't know the ins and outs of his story, but he was mixed race. Malcolm X is lighter skinned than this guy you're calling an albino. Malcolm was lighter than this guy here. Would you call Malcolm an albino? Because I certainly wouldn't. But like I said, this is why you have to watch your words. If you're going to call this guy an albino, indirectly, that's what you're calling Malcolm X. There's no way around it. Because he's lighter than the guy you're calling an albino. Or a black cracker. Not a real black man. Or some bullshit you were saying. And it's troubling to me. I don't like the ignorance, man. I don't like the ignorance, bruh. I'm not saying we should all hold hands and dance naked around a campfire. I'm not saying anything stupid like that. But you'd have thought by now that black people would have a little more sense. This colorism thing is a big problem. Don't tell me about no white supremacy when this sickness is running through, I'm not going to say our people, but black people. Through black people. Tell me about no white supremacy. Yeah? Next person who tells me about white supremacy, I'll say, what about this colorism bullshit? What about that? What about all the people bleaching out their skin? What about all them women putting on them stupid weaves down to their fucking asses and shit? Them European looking weaves. I don't mind if you've got a perm a certain length, but when you've got it down to a certain way and blonde and shit, it's just fucking madness. Madness. And here's my problem with some of you black men. Here's the problem I have with a lot of you. You become real truth talkers when you're mad at each other. When you was cool, or at least cordial, how come you wasn't mentioning his lack of melanin and how he wasn't a black man then? How come you weren't mentioning it then? How come when you was cool you wasn't mentioning how black and crispy he was then? How is it you always have to get mad before you point these things out? How is it when you're cool all these things are alright, but when you're mad it's not? All of a sudden you're mad and you're telling me what you really think of me. It was all laying dormant. We wasn't really cool. My complexion really did bother you. Oh, you're a broke ass nigga. Well, I didn't seem to bother you before. All of a sudden my financial status is a problem. All of a sudden my complexion is a problem. What the fuck is this? This is what you're thinking all along when you're pretending to be my friend, or pretending to be cool, or pretending to be pro-black. Don't be fake. If this is what you're thinking all along, bring it to the open. If this person's complexion is paining you, bring it to the open. Or stay the fuck away from that person. If it's really irritating you that bad. Same thing. All the time. Black man mad at another black man. Or you're a fake nigga. You're too black. You're too light. You ain't got enough money. You don't get pussy. You're a faggot. Same things every time. Without fail. Just don't evolve. I mean, it's weird. The Asians have major issues with the caste system and the colorism shit. They have major problems. They're not on video bunning each other down about it though. Like blacks. Don't get me wrong, behind closed doors where the cameras ain't around in these countries, you'll see a lot of discrimination and bad treatment done onto people with a certain melanin content in these countries. You'll see it, but you know, they're not on YouTube, crispy, burnt black or white boy trying to act black, crack a nigga, and you know, this craziness. The problem with a lot of black men is they can't stay on topic. They can't stay on topic. You debunk something, they say, oh, don't forget you're broke and you're black, or you know, you're not a real nigga and shit like that. You know. Totally irrelevant to what you was talking about. And they actually see that as a tangible way to debate, doing dumb shit like that makes them look so fucking ignorant. Well, what could make them look? They are ignorant. They are ignorant. Ignorant as fuck. To the guy who wants to open the school, or that could be plural, a few schools, was calling the guy albino. I'd like to inform you, you being an African American, that me being a black British man, an Afropean from West Indian heritage, that both of our bloodline has passed through, more than likely has passed through the slave master's genes. Dark as I am, as dark as I am. And even if it hasn't, the fact is, we've become so accustomed to being white supremacists ourselves, because that's what we are. You know, we buy goods from kids who work in sweatshops in other countries. The N-word is still used. People use it over there, here. A lot of people use it here too. Not as regular as over there, but they use it too. The N-word is used in music, culture, and stuff like that. And it really needs to go. This coon word and stuff like that, and Uncle Tom and this colorism shit, it doesn't stop. And it's funny, it just doesn't stop. You know, I mean, something just clicked to me. The guy who was called an albino and a white boy trying to be black, he got at Colin Kaepernick. When Colin Kaepernick was protesting about violence against blacks, and he was asked about it, he said, well, he ain't no real black man, he ain't no real nigga, so I don't know. That's what he did. That's what he did. And now somebody more melanated than him said he's not a real black man. See how it keeps going? See how the ignorant just keeps spiraling and spiraling, perpetuating in perpetual motion? I wonder who Colin Kaepernick is going to deem who's not a real nigga next. Who's he going to deem not a real nigga? Until I see, I think now it's come out, but it needs to be spoke about. But in a calm environment. It's easy to run your mouth when you're angry and tell everybody what you really think about them. I mean, you say to your ex-girl when you broke up, oh, your pussy stink, I never liked this. Man, maybe if you expressed the stench of a vaginal region when you was with her, she could have douched up and, you know, changed her diet and done something about it, and you'd still be together. But no, you're waiting until it powder kegged up and boom. This needs to be discussed. It's easy to point out white people and how you think they've wronged you. But how many times have you seen a colorism debate come up amongst these quote-unquote pro-black or conscious intellectuals? I'm talking about today. You can go back in history and correlate events. I'm talking about what's happening today. Clear it all out. Air the whole blood clot thing out. I don't care if white people see all of the laundry dip on the floor, because that's what needs to happen right now. Black people ain't going nowhere until they address their issues with their features, complexion, colorism, women's hair, low self-esteem, bragging about what you have. If you was to take that to any other community outside the black one, you don't have all money, yeah? You can only brag about what you have in the nigger kingdom, man. It looks like something. You can't take that bullshit anywhere else. They have a term for it. They call it nigger rich. Nigger rich.